Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm going to make for you brown stewed cow's heart. But this is actually goat's heart. So you're going to need a tablespoon and a teaspoon of browning, 8 to a head garlic cloves, turnip, 2 small turnip, 1 large turnip, quarter cup of oil for cooking, 2 stalks of scallion, 2 medium-sized, 2 small onions or 1 large onion, a tablespoon of parsley, a teaspoon of whole cloves, a tablespoon of dried basil, a spring of thyme, a teaspoon of pimento berries, a quarter to a half teaspoon of grated nutmeg, rosemary, a teaspoon of rosemary diced fine, a piece of garlic cut to half of 1 finger, half of a red pepper, half of a green pepper, salt, tablespoon or 2 of salt, sea salt I'm using. If you have chocha, you can use a half a chocha to as well, and some white vinegar, a tablespoon of white vinegar. You want to use a marjoram, a teaspoon of marjoram, a teaspoon of oregano, and in the end when it's stewing, we're going to use some jerk sauce, jerk seasoning, about a tablespoon of jerk seasoning, about 20-15 minutes before it finishes. Or you can use steak sauce. A1, you know A1, any kind of steak sauce. This is our light. This is the light and that's the heart. So we're going to put this aside for later. And prepare the seasoning. So add 1, add 2. If you know my routine, you should know how I do things. Still natural cooking. Don't hear people mention organic that much anymore. Just peel this, leave the last layer. Just dice it. Scallion. Strip these off. We're going to rinse these, as you can see how dirty they are. Garlic, strip these. Alright, so once you the garlics, put half over there, put half over That's color and I wash it yet. I went ahead and peel a turnip. Turnip is something that I didn't like. I don't like that much, but I realized that it had this bittery taste. It would make a good natural flavor. So let's put half over here. So cut half the ginger, put over here, half the ginger over there. Scallion. Thyme. Half over here, half over here. Pepper. Half over here. We're going to stew it with the second add. A salt, tablespoon. Half over here, half over here. White vinegar. Half over there. Half over there. Marjoram and oregano. Half over there, half over there. Pimento berries, teaspoon, half a teaspoon over there, half a teaspoon. Dried basil, one tablespoon, half over here, half over there. Whole clove. Whole clove. You want about 4. 2 over there and 2 over there. Garlic. I mean, nutmeg. First add. Parsley. A tablespoon, half over here, and half over there. Rosemary. With a teaspoon, that's grated fine. Put half over here, half over there. Alright, cover these and put them aside. Alright. You know what's what? This is the light, I suppose, or the art. And these are the heart. Toffee, man. Gotta strip off all of this. So strip off the phlegm on the outer part of the heart. Like that. Smells like liver. Strange enough. Alright, so let's strip off there. The phlegm around it. Alright, so I did that for that. You see the art, this is just a piece. You cut it and clean out the blood vessels and so forth. So I only got like a piece of it. Alright, so once you take that off and clean out the vessels, just gonna cut these in chunks, about half-inch chunks. This is my pot. I'm gonna stew it in. This is how it looks. Like liver. See the supermarket, I bought this in the supermarket, and then you can tell that people always quarrel about washing meat in the supermarkets, or they put meat. But did you know that they have standards in the supermarkets and the butchers, even local market, and if they're not doing it to certain standards, the meat is going to get people sick. That's for one. A piece of that is, let's strip off this. Let's get this fixed. So let's kind of get these little them off. This is a goat's heart, and you can tell that the goat is very active because look at his heart, it's lean, you don't have that much fat on it. And this is a vessel of blood where they clean out. You can see the blood. I wonder if that's how our liver and our heart smell. It smells like a liver but a little bit different. I'm kind of amused by these type of things, you know. This is the light now. L-I-T-E. Do we know anything? Alright, this is the light. Light usually have this color. You strip off the phlegm off it. It's gonna be difficult to get, but get it. Once you get a grip, you just kinda maintain it. And go and take it off. Look at that, that's weird. This is what you gotta do. With Thailand, sorry. Sorry about the ugliness, but you gotta beat this. Use a meat tenderizer or a clean hammer. Once you do that, now you just cut this. Just cut it in chunks. Oh, when you cook this, do not add the salt nor the white vinegar. Add it in the second add. You have to cook this first, then you add the salt. Why? I'm treating it just like I treat liver. That's why. That's the only reason why. Alright. So this is our art and lights. Can smell the coal. Add oil. 1/4 cup. 6, like medium high. Just let it fry for a little while. Once it starts frying, you turn it down on 4. Just stir it in. Wrap for 2 minutes. Alright. Add the first salad. Add the first salad. Stir the thing for like a minute and stay. I didn't even say how much this weighed. This is like the recipe for a pound and a half. A pound to 2 pounds. So this was like a pound and a half. Add browning. Just cover that. Let's let it simmer for about 3-4 minutes. The stove's gauge on 4. Four meaning medium low. Add water. Alright, that was 2 cups and a half. Put your lid on. Should put in the fixed properly. Once it starts to whistle, we're going to set the timer for 20 minutes. And the stove's gauge is on 4 all this time. Except for when you just started, you put it on 6 just to get it, you know, simmering. Building. It's been about 3 minutes. Just building up. Oh, just to build it up, I did turn the stove up to about 6. So once it starts to whistle, I'm going to turn it down on low. Just to say some points. You can do this with broad beans. Just soak it. The broad beans take 20 minutes to pressure cook, just the same. You can also curry it. Add curry, but instead of you add browning, you just add curry. You saw me add curry. About 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon with the beans as well, or plain. I must say, when it's just starting to cook and I'm smelling it, the aroma is nice. I don't know if they still do it, but a lot of these jerk sauces and sauce, they put blood in there, and usually the blood is from the heart that they put inside these things more time. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. it between low and half, but not too low, but still on low. Close to the left. The time is going down. Turn it off, allow it to cool. Alright, this is a meal that I don't eat that much, but if you know anything about me, I promote the eating of wholesome foods. And I know this is a food plenty of y'all will never eat in your lifetime. And plenty of y'all say this food is not to be eaten. But remember this. The organ that you eat, that's in you, make your organ stronger. Let me see if I can rephrase it. Stop and thought about it for a little while. The organ in you gets stronger when you eat any of that particular organ. So if you say liver, it gets stronger. If you eat liver, if you eat kidney gets stronger. Heart, the stomach, tripe, and stuff like that. So that's the only reason why I'm making this video. It's not a meal that I eat regular. It's not a meal that a lot of Jamaicans don't even know that people eat like this. Alright. Let's check it to see how tender it is. Cut easily. I don't taste it. You choose easily. So that's ready. Dryish taste though. It's light. You see, meat, it's better the more tender any meat kind is. It's best for your inside. It digests more easier. You know, just remember, and I'm gonna tell you about it. In the same supermarket that I bought this a different day about over the weekend, about 2 days ago. I always walk to the meat section and look, and I saw, first of all, I smell the area. I was like, whoa. And then I saw some of the meats where they had some like mustard stick, some little round little thing in packets, and they were black. And what the supermarkets do, they pour blood on them to let them look fresh, as well as chicken too. That's why you see a lot of blood running down in the white container. So our supermarket, you're lucky, people forget the right thing. And a man was right next to the meat. And you know, so I said it out loud because you know, Jamaicans tend to talk out loud like that at times. Sometimes people ignore us and sometimes they answer us. And the man picked up the meat and put it in the trolley the same way. It was like, whoa, I'm really by that. I was like, if that the meat they're not turning a cancer in a him, maybe I don't know everything, but trust me, that meat is gonna take forever to come out of him. Anyway, enough of that. This is the light. Let's taste it. Come on, that ready. Tastes nice. And this, you know what? It can have a taste between beef and liver. A mixed taste between beef and liver. Both of them, the light and the heart. So we're going to stew this down now. So it took 20 minutes to pressure cook that. So just turn it on. Once it comes to a boil, just going to put it on low, or between low and medium. Add the second add. This time you add the salt and the vinegar. For the amount that I cooked, which was about 1.5 pounds, if you're gonna cook 2 pounds, 3 pounds, just put 1 more cup water. The water should be that much over the meat, because remember, this is stew, not stew peas nor soup. So you kind of just want to make it. You want to make it the brew, the stew, capture all of the flavor of the meat, any meat you cook. So you don't put too much water in it. Put just sufficient. So this much is about 1.5 inches above the meat, the water. So if you put water in and this is the meat, it should be about 1.5 inches up more, between 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So with this now, I'm not gonna add any water. This is enough. The vegetable have water in it, so when I cover it like now, cover it, put it on low. You can put it on very low if you want. You can put it on low if you're in a hurry. But if you're not in a hurry, just put it on very low and just let it simmer. And let the vegetable break down in the heart, so that when you eat it, it goes in your heart. See? So I'm gonna time it and let you know. So far we pressure cooked it. Just to recap, we pressure cooked it for 20 minutes after prepped, and we allowed it to pressure cooker to cool. That took for about, I was doing something, so that took about 1 hour. Allow it to cool, and then I'm coming now to simmer it. So I'm gonna start timing it and let you know. Alright. This is how it's just chewing. I have it on low. The garlic, just gonna smash those out. The ones you didn't get to smash out. And if it's too hot, you can remove the pepper too. It look like just like beef stewing down. Alright, let's cover your pot. I have you know that ancient leaders ate, sacrifice animals and ate their hearts. That's one. I only can talk off of the conspiracy theory. Macy's, lodges, cults, stuff like those. People like those kind of practice eating these kind of eating heart. My opinion, I don't know. So that was 30 minutes simmering on very, very low. I just allow it to just simmer. So it's still on low, almost off, between low and off. It's just simmering. So at the end of it now, I'm just gonna add some jerk sauce to spruce the taste up. Let's take like a tablespoon. Just put it up. Let's keep it covered properly. Just to add some tips, you can turn the stove off now. It's not finished stewed on yet, you know, but say just turn it off. Say you're not ready to eat now, just turn it off. You can let it stay for an hour, 2, 3 hours until you're ready to eat, and you just start cooking it again, and you have to catch up. And Sundays, you know, I remember a lot of Jamaican people practice that on Sunday. They cook their food halfway, and then they go to church. They go to church or work and come back, and then they finish cooking their food. Cook rice and peas though, but just hot that up. And then the meat now you cook it halfway, and then you just make it stay. And so when you start hotting it up now, the way the meat suck up all that flavor, the ingredients, make it really flavorful. Yeah, as well, the piece that you saw me sampled just now earlier, my system, my stomach digested it easily, and I like the flavor of this. I ate cow's heart before, but I never ate the goat's heart before. I like the flavor of this. See myself eating this regular. Yes, I know some of you might notice I always say I had white vinegar to this start spoilage, but I don't believe I want. You see, I know plenty of y'all are very skeptical, like I am too myself when I use vinegar, but I've used it, and it don't really interfere with the flavor of any of the cakes that I use coconut milk with. But for some reason I didn't want to use vinegar with this, because this, no, you eat it within this, you don't want it to stay too long, so you don't need to do anything to let it distort. You don't need to do anything to let it distort spoilage, because you just need to eat it in 3 days and you're good to go. Remove the time stick. This is 35 minutes stewing. Stew. For this time I put the stove gauge on 4. Just let it stew. Alright, this is 45 minutes and I have ketchup. Quarter cup. I turn the stove gauge up on 6 just to screw it. When the gravy starts to stick to the bottom, that's when it's ready. Minutes. Finish. And so you want the gravy thick. I know this thing just reminds me of steak sauce. It smells like it too. See them big things? Heart, heart, light. Heart. Cows or goats or pigs, but this is goats, brown stewed. So this is brown stewed goat heart. You know, beautiful, nice, I like it. I have a feeling I enjoy it. Alright, I'm hungry, so I'm in the right mood for this. It's light. It tastes light. Put it in your mouth. It's the strangest thing I've ever put in my mouth. The light. This is the heart, like liver. It eats like liver, but harder. Enjoy. I'm sensitive to my body. I know my body. So I'm going to tell you how I feel after. Right. Come to think about it, you know, this heart that I'm eating, it has nutriment in it that my body never ate before. And you're telling me that my heart is not going to benefit from it? I can't wait tomorrow come, so I can feel how I feel. This is like a nicer version of liver. Kind of equal, but it's hard. Not that it's not tender, and it's very tender, but it's hard. In another sense, it feels like chewing kaya. That's the first thing I can think come in my mind. But once you chew it, you can eat it. Initially, as you put it in your mouth, you probably feel like it's a piece of kaya. But once you bite it, you just chew it. And I want it dumpling with this because you know dumpling eat nice with gravy. You saw the gravy is thick, not runny. And the light tastes like a mix of beef and liver, and it eats like beef fish, but not beef. I have a little teeny bit of beef taste. And notice the color is kind of dark. You know, goat, like Rami and so forth, when it was brewing, you know, that's the thing. Like if I make this name again, Manish water, it gave me that same type of feeling and smell too. See, I always tell myself that I feel I'ma live to be 100, and please don't laugh at me. I always say, just to feel good with myself, I always say I'ma live to be 115. But you know what? Intuitively, I seems to be taking the right steps because I eat correct. I'm in a good frame of mind. I'm healthy and so forth. So hey, that's why country people live longer. That's why country people live longer. Because them heat them things. That's nice. Who wants a stronger heart? The question is how to get heart. Cow's heart or pig's heart or goat heart or whatever. Just go to your supermarket or your local butcher and just ask them for it. It's not gonna put on a shelf, but sometimes if you go or the supermarket and you go behind a counter, you know, where they do special cuts and so forth, and you ask them if they have it, they might just have it. And every butcher too, they have it. Just ask them.